43, right? So we'll start with the differentiability in a complex analysis in complex plane. So differentiability, right? So that is a function fz defined on a neighborhood of z naught belongs to C is said to be differentiable at z is equal to z naught if the same thing which we used to evaluate in real analysis, we'll do the same thing over here. Fz minus fz naught upon z minus z naught should exist finitely. And if it exists, then we'll write it as f dash at z naught. Yeah, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. So these are the rules which I'm mentioning over here, that if you take a constant, of course its derivative will be 0. And if you take f z plus minus gz, then of course that would be, we can differentiate, distribute those things over addition. And if you want to differentiate the product of two function, then also you can write it in the same way, right? And further, we have quotient rule as well. And that quotient rule is, again, if you have dz, d by dz of this thing, f by z, so you will of course write it as gz square zz as such into f dash z minus fz as such into z dash z, right? Given that your zz must be non-zero. Okay, so that's the thing. The chain rule can also be applied. That means if you want to differentiate f of z of z, so you will write it as f dash gz into derivative of zz. That means z dash z, right? In this. So these rules can be applied. Even the power rule can also be applied. That means d by dz of zz raised to power n can also be written as n times the gz raised to power n minus 1 into z dash z. Right? So we can differentiate, we can do few examples. Fz is equal to 3z cube minus 5z plus 2. So of course your f dash z would be 9z square minus 5, right? Are you getting my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, if you have something like this, fz is equal to iota z square plus 3z raised to power 6, then of course your f dash z would be, you simply take this thing, right? You take 6 in the multiplication and the power will remain 1 less, that means 5, into differentiation of this internal expression. That means differentiation of iota z square will be what? 2 iota z plus 3. Okay, so that's how we can differentiate. As you know that every differential function is continuous, but converse may not be true, right? Every differentiable function is continuous but converse may not hold. Okay, so converse may not hold. So can you think of this?
Mod X.
Sir, mod Z.
Yes, fz is equal to mod z is the example of this, right? So it is differentiable only at 0, right? So apart from 0, it is nowhere differentiable, right? So in order to give a simpler example, we generally take mod z square also, right? Because we don't need to deal with the square root. That's why. Okay. So here it is a function which is continuous but not differentiable except at 0 0. 0 0 को छोड़ के ये कहीं भी डिफरेंशिएबल नहीं है, राइट? Cauchy-Riemann equations. Okay. Let f of z is equal to uxy plus iota vxy be a complex valued function. ऐसा लिख सकते हैं ना, हमने किया था ना लास्ट लेक्चर में कि हम इसको ऐसे लिख सकते हैं.
Yes,
याद
sir.
है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a complex valued function. Okay, so let's say we want to check the differentiability of f, and we want to develop a necessary condition for that, right? What I'm saying is, let fz is differentiable at z is equal to z naught. किसी एक पॉइंट पे differentiable है. So we assume that z naught is x naught plus iota y naught, right? Suppose that delta z is equal to delta x plus iota delta y. So let's say if I assume that this function is differentiable, so all I want is limit z goes to z naught fz minus fz naught upon z minus z naught should exist. In other words, I want to say that this difference, z and z naught's difference, should go to 0. And what is that? Delta z, right? So limit delta z goes to 0, f of z naught plus delta z minus f of z naught upon delta z. Are you with me on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what about f of z naught plus delta z? What about this expression? If you evaluate only this expression, yes, that is nothing but you replace this z plus z naught in this function, right? Okay. So let's calculate first. So let's calculate z naught plus delta z. So that is basically x naught plus iota y naught plus delta x plus iota delta y, or we can write it as x naught plus delta x plus iota y naught plus delta y, right? Yes, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Now you know that your f of z is uxy plus iota vxy. So of course your f z plus delta z is your u of here you must write the real part of z, and here also real part of z, and here it is imaginary part of z. So of course u of real part of this whole thing, right? Real part of this whole thing. So what is the real part of this whole thing is this. And what is the imaginary part? Of course this. So we'll write it as u of x की जगह पे x नॉट प्लस डेल्टा x, y की जगह पे y नॉट प्लस डेल्टा y plus iota v. In place of x, we're gonna write x naught plus delta x, and in place of y, we're gonna write y naught plus delta y. So that will be the value of f of z plus z naught, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I want to calculate f z naught. Again, u of real part of this, imaginary part of this, iota. V of real part and imaginary part. Now for differentiability, we want that this star should make sense, right? This should exist. By a star, limit delta z goes to 0, right? And let's take this whole expression. So u of x naught plus delta x, y naught plus delta y plus iota v of x naught plus delta x, y naught plus delta y minus u of x naught y naught minus iota v of x naught y naught upon delta z, and that delta z is nothing but delta x plus iota delta y. Yes. Is it fine? You're with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now see, limit that is somewhat delta x delta y goes to 0 0. If your delta z goes to 0 0, what does that mean? That your delta x also should go to 0 and delta y should also go to 0.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we'll simply separate the real and the imaginary part in numerator only. So we're gonna write it as, the above expression can be written as u x naught plus delta x, y naught plus delta y minus u of x naught y naught upon this expression delta x plus iota delta y plus iota times. So what are the terms which are containing iota? This term and this term, right? So we can separate these two terms. So we'll write it as iota time v of x naught plus delta x, y naught plus delta y minus v of x naught y naught upon delta x plus delta y, right? So this limit should exist. Now, can you tell me, is this a 1D limit or a 2D limit? Tell me. 2D limit. So in 2D limit, we have approach that this limit will exist only if you take any path, it should give you the same result, right? Doesn't matter from which path you are approaching towards that point. From every path, the limiting value should be same. So in particular, what I do now, see this thing. So what I do, I take two paths. One is horizontal and another is vertical. So let's say I take horizontal path. So in horizontal path, I will take delta y to be 0 so that I'll have only delta x 0 0 will go to 0 0. Right? So now if in this big expression you assume that your limit delta x goes to 0 0, you have already substituted delta y to be 0. So here also you replace delta y to be 0. So you are left with what? See, this delta y will go to 0, this delta y will go to 0. Okay, so you are left with what? See, so you are left with u of x naught plus delta x, y naught minus u of x naught y naught upon Earlier it was there delta x plus iota delta y. So now your delta y has already 0 because you have chosen the horizontal path. So you are only left with delta x plus iota times the v of x naught y naught upon delta x. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I am writing it as limit delta x goes to 0 because I do delta y to be there. Why I was able to do this? Because from every path I will get the same answer if limit exists, and selection of horizontal path eliminates delta y and makes computation easy. So now can you tell me what is this expression? ये किसके बराबर हो जाएगी ये इतनी expression? Can you relate this quantity to anything? Does it look like something like differentiation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
RHL, LHL.
Yes, sir.
Which kind of differentiation it is?
Left.
First.
This
First
is partial derivative
partial.
because we are dealing with the two variables, right? So u is a function of x and y, and we are checking the differentiability only at x naught. So this will become u partial derivative of u with respect to x at point x naught y naught, right? Plus iota time, and this second expression will become what?
Sir, v partial derivative of x.
This would be simply partial derivative of v at same point x naught y naught, right? So from horizontal path we conclude that your f z naught is nothing but this thing. Okay, so f of z naught is should be equal to this. So I'll call it this as double star, right? So now I'll choose the vertical path. So in vertical path, what could I do?
Delta x equals to 0.
Yes. So I'm not going to express the whole thing. You can easily get it. So I'm writing the direct expression for that. So for this case, we'll come to know that our f dash z naught is nothing but limit delta x goes to 0, right? Sorry, delta y goes to 0, u of x naught. अब x का इंक्रीमेंट खत्म हो जाएगा ना, उसको हमने 0 रख लिया है, and we are only left with the increment in y up x naught y naught upon iota delta y plus iota time limit delta y goes to 0 v of x naught y naught plus delta y minus v of x naught y naught upon iota delta y. So it will become what? Partial derivative of u with respect to what? Yes?
Y.
Yes, y with respect to y. So finally it will become uy at point x naught y naught plus simply v x naught y naught, right? So I'll call this as triple star. So from double star and triple star, what do you get? Yes, tell me. Can you see the left hand sides of both? Both are f dash z naught, right? So both has to be same.
Yes, sir.
So that means ux at x naught y naught plus iota vx x naught y naught should be equal to. So here the real part is vy x naught y naught minus iota times uy x naught y naught. So from here, real and real part should be equal.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So ux x naught y naught should be equal to, अब मैं बार बार x naught y naught नहीं लिखता हूं, वो समझ लोगे मतलब तुम, that it means that x naught y naught, right? So ux should be equal to vy, and here your vx should be equal to minus uy, or uy should be equal to minus vx. right? So how we can do it? Because we are equating two complex things, right? So real and real part should be same, and imaginary should be same. So these two equations are called as the CR equations. तो CR equations क्या डिसाइड कर रही हैं, हमें क्या बता रही हैं? They are talking about the differentiability. But they are talking about the differentiability. Now these conditions have been constituted using the horizontal and vertical paths only. That means that if a function is differentiable, then these two conditions will definitely get satisfied. But these two conditions cannot guarantee that every path will give the same value. So we can say that these two conditions are necessary, but they are not sufficient. Let's try to understand it pictorially, right? So this is your, let's say, this is your point Z0, and you have chosen a neighborhood around it which is circular, right? So function fz is said to be differentiable at Z0 if this limit should exist. That's how we started na? This limit should exist. और ये limit exist कब करेगी? If no matters what path we choose, it should always give the same answer. So that means you are free to choose any path passing through the Z0. It may be a this path, okay? It may be a this path, okay? Or it may be some other path. It should give you a unique answer, right? But I have chosen two special paths, and these paths were what? Horizontal and vertical. Yes, you're with me?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, अब इन दो पाथ पे अगर डेरिवेटिव सेम आ जाए तो क्या हर बार सेम आएगा? So if these two paths will give some answer which is same, that doesn't mean that की लिमिट हर एक पाथ से सेम आंसर देगी. There is no such guarantee. But what is the benefit? The benefit is we have necessary condition. Okay, if this thing will happen only then. But why we haven't checked the another path? Because हर पाथ में कुछ ना कुछ x या y का जो कंपोनेंट है वो रहेगा ही रहेगा. ये सिंपलेस्ट पाथ है, इसलिए हमने चेक करके एक नेसेसरी कंडीशन बनाई है. ठीक है? So always keep in mind that these are the simplest paths. That's why they generate some kind of condition which we call it as a Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay, so these conditions are necessary because we can simply visualize that if two paths are giving same limit, that doesn't mean that every path is giving the same limit. But why we have generated these equations? Just because they are simple enough to interpret. And the differentiability of z can also be explained via the partial derivatives. That is another benefit of these two equations. Okay, so what I'm saying is, note CR equations are necessary conditions for function to be differentiable at z is equal to z0, but they are not sufficient. Okay, yes, you're with me?
Yes, sir.
समझ आ रही है ना ये चीज?
Yes, sir.
अगर CR कंडीशंस ही सेटिस्फाई नहीं होती हैं तो सीधा बोल दोगे फंक्शन डिफरेंशिएबल नहीं है. लेकिन अगर CR कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो जाती हैं तो तुम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि फंक्शन डिफरेंशिएबल है. हो भी सकता है और नहीं भी हो सकता. ठीक है? सो आई एम going to do some questions where CR conditions may or may not satisfy. This is an important point to be discussed. Example. So we have fz to be conjugate of z square by z if z is non-zero, 0 if z is equal to 0. So we want to check that whether the CR conditions are holding at 0, 0 or not. So now, if you calculate this stuff, so this will become what? X plus iota y ka bar whole square upon x plus iota y, right? So this becomes your x minus iota y whole square upon x plus iota y into x minus iota y into x minus iota y. So this becomes x minus iota y whole cube upon x square plus y square. So this will become x cube minus 3xy square plus iota times the y cube minus 3x square y upon x square plus y square. So from here, you know that real part of this function will be this much, and imaginary part of this thing will be y cube minus 3yx square upon x square plus y square. Yes, you're with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you want to compute the CR conditions at 0, 0. That means you need the partial derivative of u and v with respect to x and with respect to y at 0, 0. Okay, so let's start with this. So first of all, ux 0, 0. So this will be limit delta x goes to 0 u. हाँ जी
सर
बोलो
पीछे करना एक स्लाइड वो रह गया मेरा
देख ठीक है ओके सो माइनस ऑफ u 0, 0 so minus u 0, 0 upon delta x. So that is limit delta x goes to 0 u delta x 0 minus u 0, 0 upon delta x. Now if you put in place of u, you replace x by delta x and y by 0. What do you get? You will come to know that this will go to 0 and this will go to 0 because both the expressions are containing y, right? So we are left with limit delta x goes to 0 delta x whole cube by delta x whole square, and u of 0, 0 is given to us, that is 0 upon delta x. So limit delta x goes to 0 delta x whole cube by delta x whole cube. So that is 1. Now you will get, now you want to compute uy as well. So uy at 0, 0. So limit delta y goes to 0 u x की जगह पे अब क्या आ जाएगा हमारे पास, अब x में इंक्रीमेंट नहीं करना, 0 प्लस डेल्टा y माइनस u 0, 0 upon delta y. So now you will keep x 0 and you will come up with y only. So if you keep x 0, so that means these expression will get cancelled and you are only left with 0, right? ये सारा 0 ही बन जाएगा, ये भी 0, ये भी 0, तो सारा 0 बन जाएगा. So you are left with 0 minus 0 upon delta y, limit delta y goes to 0, which is nothing but 0. Yes. So now Vx 0, 0 limit delta x goes to 0 V of 0 plus delta x 0 minus V 0, 0 upon delta x. So limit delta x goes to 0. So v 0, 0 v हमारे पास ये फंक्शन है. So delta x में हम delta y 0 ले रहे हैं, तो ये और ये दोनों गए और ये भी गया और सिर्फ ये बचा, तो ऊपर 0 हो गया तो सारे का सारा क्या हो गया 0. यस ठीक है. 0 minus 0 upon delta x which is equal to 0 and Okay, so next is you take Vy, right? So your Vy is limit delta y goes to 0, V 0, 0 plus delta y minus V 0, 0 upon delta y. So again, you see this, you need to take the expression of y, right? Not of x. So you keep x to be 0. So if you keep x 0, this expression will cancel out. This expression will not be there. So you are only left with delta y cube upon delta y square. Okay. So this will be delta y cube upon delta y square minus 0 upon delta y. And here you have limit delta y goes to 0. Of course, that will be 1. So now if you see that your Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied, but this function is not differentiable, that we're gonna do tomorrow. Okay, so here CR conditions are satisfied as ux is equal to vy. चेक करो क्या ux और vy बराबर हैं? vy भी 1 है, ux 1 है, तो दोनों बराबर हो गए. And uy is equal to minus vx as both are 0. Okay, so that's why CR conditions are satisfied.